माननीय सदस्य श्रीमती जेबी माथेर हिसम।
Thank you, Vice Chairman, for the opportunity. As the private members bill revolves around technology, I wish to start by remembering the one and only father of technology revolution, the architect of digital India and telecommunication revolution, our former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. Many years ago, when technology was not a term which was much used, Rajiv Gandhi had the vision to think and to implement technology mission. And Rajiv Gandhi's focus was to integrate technology to lives of the people. Rajiv Gandhi incorporated through this technology mission how people's lives can be changed for the better. Rajiv Gandhi took the steps, be it immunization, be it agriculture, be it getting telephone to every ordinary Indian citizens, and most important of all, computer of what we see today the credit definitely goes to Rajiv Gandhi. My esteemed colleagues at the Treasury benches, Brijlal ji and all, can go on and on and on. They can scream, they can go to the hills of Himachal, they can speak in the valleys of Northeast. But the fact remains, father of digital India and telecommunication remains Rajiv Gandhi. Madam, now coming to artificial intelligence. We live in a very exciting time and also in a very worrisome time. Exciting time because what we have these days, everything is at our fingertips. Now, whatever we require, first thing, earlier, we used to think of asking our friend, we used to think of asking our parents, children used to think of asking parents, but we have reached a point of time which we have to accept that first we tend to ask, or this generation tend to ask ChatGPT. Many a times, many of us, while listening to any conversation, when we ask, okay, so whose suggestion was it? Let us not be surprised when they say it was not the suggestion of father, mother, brother, friend, and it is a suggestion of ChatGPT. I am saying that to bring in how important these have become. Madam, but that is the exciting part of artificial intelligence. But I wish to say, in a recent interview, Bill Gates has said, with artificial intelligence, the white-collar jobs are going to come down heavily. And also, the jobs which involve sweat may continue for a while. That exactly is where our concerns are coming. In a country with a 45-year-old high unemployment rate already, in spite of the BJP's and Modi ji's 2 crore jobs per year and all the heavy promises, which definitely goes without being taken care of. In a country where the youth is wandering with degrees in hand, where they are not able to find jobs, where they are running away from the country to elsewhere, going search of jobs, when postgraduates line up in thousands and thousands for jobs, in a country where even those educated are not finding jobs at the moment, present, what is going to happen with the coming of artificial intelligence is the biggest question and the worry. That is from the point of view of youth. As a voice of Indian youth, I wish to ask, does this government have any plan to address the issue with the coming of artificial intelligence? Example, private PAs, personal assistants, the jobs are going to be cut down. What is the government? Do you have any plan? Does the government think of it? We have not seen the government thinking so far, but it is our duty to repeatedly say that please wake up from deep slumber and think about the youth of this country who is hoping, who has lost all hopes, but who is at least hoping someday they will find some job. Now, madam, the second worry is definitely the security part of artificial intelligence. Everything is very glossy, everything is very bright, everything is very nice. But when it comes to security, there is total privacy breach which is going to happen to all Indians if the government is not careful enough what's going to happen with artificial intelligence. Whether anybody's privacy can be intruded, whether one wishes something to be said or shown, whether somebody can intrude, all that is an issue which matters to every Indian, which the government should be concerned with the coming of artificial intelligence. Madam, another thing which I wish to say is again about the democracy itself at stake. Why I am saying democracy itself will be at stake by the intrusion of artificial intelligence, that there's a worry definitely. Why? Because chronology samjhiye. Kya hai? What is the chronology? What we have seen from 2014? What are we seeing? The fourth pillar of democracy, media, seems to be captured by the ruling dispensation. Whether it's national, whether it's regional, there's a total capturing of that. Where is free democracy? Those who raise voices against the ruling dispensation are being jailed. Now today, Supreme Court of India had to quash our esteemed colleague, our Imran Pratap Gadiji's one case, FIR against him. Why? Because one of the poems was against him filed. There is total breach of freedom of expression. So, from the point of view of democracy under peril, definitely our media is captured initially, first. Then what we are seeing, social media is captured. Social media is being captured. The algorithms, God knows, we don't know what is the understanding, what is the intervention, what people they wish to see, only that is being shown. What people don't want to, what the government don't want people to see, that is not being shown. So social media stands captured. Social media stands captured. Now we fear electoral IDs, voter list, that is being captured. Innumerable. We have the case of Maharashtra, where more than the actual voters, there is more number in the list. So there's how voting itself can be in peril.
माननीय सदस्य कृपया आपस में बात न करें.
Madam, thank you. Madam, another worry of democracy in peril is definitely with the coming of artificial intelligence, with the ruling dispensation trying to inject what they want to inject, which they have been using in WhatsApp through WhatsApp universities, which we are facing now. That is one part. But with artificial intelligence, if it is manipulated in such a way, they would want the people to think in a manner which only the number one and number two wish the people of India to think. That is the biggest danger that can happen. What will happen if the extreme thoughts from the Nagpur is injected into the artificial intelligence of the apps? What will happen? Who will control? All these other things where democracy itself can be under peril, madam. So, what we are worried is when Kartikeya Sharma ji is definitely urging for an institute a council for future affairs. Now, ED is under the control of the ruling dispensation. Election Commission is under the control of ruling dispensation. CBI is under the control of ruling dispensation. Now one new council formed as suggested by Kartikeya Sharma for Council for Future Affairs. That will also be under the control of the ruling dispensation, with democracy in India itself coming to an end. But we wish to say a day will come when not the technology, the people of India will realize whether you capture media, whether you capture social media, whether you capture artificial intelligence, a day will come where you will face the heat for all what you have done and what you are doing. Because the actual reality of our country, of the poor, of the women of this country, they are facing it, and as long as they face it, whatever artificial intelligence you try to creep in, the reality will always remain the reality. So, one of the requests I'm making, although we make repeated requests, whoever we come, whatever subject we talk to, we know there is no effect. But we still continue to be the voice of India, because we believe if we don't speak up, it is the India that is losing. I can see RPN Singh ji, I can say the Jitin Prasada ji, I can see the ST members there. But a day will come when what we believe in and what the people of India wants will always be what our forefathers wanted India to be when India was established. So I conclude, madam, by saying, Shakespeare once said, music is the food of love. Now, if artificial intelligence is for the good of the people, if it is for the good of the people, then artificial intelligence should get all its due. The government should take measures. I repeat, we have no hope in this government. This government will do it. But I repeatedly say, the security factor, the job factor, all these are matters which actually matters to Indians and the youth of the country, and women specifically is worried about the security factor of all these artificial intelligence. So that is one request which I am making, and I hope this subject will be taken in its due seriousness. And I also wish to conclude by saying, Rajiv Gandhi, with the invoking technology factor, focused on what good people should get, but not on what Rajiv Gandhi's face should be everywhere. But what we are seeing now is the Prime Minister of those times and Prime Minister of these times are very different, but we hope that everyone should at least take message from Rajiv Gandhi, where good of the people was the priority and not self-interest, and said that will always be counted. And I conclude, thank you very much.